On the 139th foundation day of the Congress, a mega rally with the clarion call, "Hai Tayyar Hum."
उनकी विचारधारा राजाओं की विचारधारा है, किसी की सुननी नहीं, ऑर्डर ऊपर से आएगा, आपको ऑर्डर का पालन करना पड़ेगा। कांग्रेस पार्टी में आवाज नीचे से आती है।
Congress says this is a fight of ideology and justice.
एकीकडे पार्लमेंट आहे, चाललेलं आहे, दुसरीकडे प्राईम मिनिस्टर, होम मिनिस्टर हे बाहेर फिरतात. पुन्हा एक नवीन चमत्कार करू लागलाय. आता सगळं सोडून, काम सोडून, लोकांचे कठीणाई सोडून, आमच्या किसानचे मुद्दे सोडून, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंटचे मुद्दे सोडून आता सगळं देवाकडे लागलं.
The Congress taking the fight to the city where the RSS is headquartered. The place where Baba Saheb Ambedkar embraced Buddhism. The city where after emergency Indira Gandhi held her first public meeting. The BJP dismissed the rally as empty theatrics.
राहुल गांधी गुलामगिरी की बात नहीं करे तो ज्यादा ठीक होगा. कांग्रेस में पिद्दी की ज्यादा इज्जत है, ना कि कोई कार्यकर्ता, विधायक, मंत्री या मुख्यमंत्री की. गांधी घराने की गुलामगिरी करोगे तो ही कांग्रेस में आगे बढ़ोगे. यही सही मायने में आज कांग्रेस की असलियत है और यही वजह है कि आज कांग्रेस पूरी तरह पस्त हमें दिखाई दे रही है.
Battle lines are drawn. It's game on. Can Congress take on the election-winning machine? Top focus on To The Point this evening. All right, so many would say, is the Congress finally tayyar? Another attempt? Well, the Congress has in its own sounded the poll bugle. This is where their campaign for 2024 has been launched. The Congress says there were two reasons to launch the campaign from the city of Nagpur in Maharashtra. Number one is the ideological fight as per the Congress. They say they wanted to take it to the headquarters of the RSS because they are against the ideology of what RSS represents to the country. On the other hand, Nagpur as a city important to the Congress, it was here where in 1920 the Congress launched the non-cooperation movement. It was here that practically Indira Gandhi had her first public sabha after she had gone down in terms of public image post-emergency. Her resurrection, or at least the beginning of that, the first public sabha was where Nagpur was concerned. And these are the multiple reasons why the Congress has chosen Nagpur to begin its campaign 2024. But having said that, is it going to be taken forward where 2024 is concerned, the campaign for the Congress? Let's bring in Sahil Joshi, my colleague who was there today. Sahil, "Hai Tayyar Hum" is what the clarion call for the Congress has been. In terms of the cadre, quite a bit in terms of attendance, but what is it that you picked up while you were on ground? Is there a sense that they are looking to give a big fight to the Bharatiya Janata Party? What did you pick up from the people who attended it? A mega rally with the clarion.
Well, there is a sense of realization within the Congress party. You know, the more you spoke, I spoke to the leaders here in Nagpur, and of course, the speeches which were made, some things were obviously expected, that they will talk about RSS, they will talk about the ideology, they will talk about how Congress is the only party which can take on the ideology of the BJP and the RSS in country like India. But at the same time, Mallikarjun Kharge made it very clear to the party workers that do not lose hope, because you have lost three important assembly elections, because these kind of battles keep happening. You lose some, you win some. Look for a bigger battle which is happening in 2024. He also told his workers that, look, you know, you lost three elections, but you also won Karnataka, you also won Telangana. That is, look at the positive side of the Congress party. Number two, he emphasized on the party workers that importance of the alliance, importance of the India alliance. Even in his speech, he tried to ask for, ask to vote for or work for the India alliance, success of the India alliance. And that is what is the bigger realization. It seems that it's coming into the Congress workers and the Congress party, because even in 2019, the Congress was living in its past glory. The workers, the leaders still used to think that they have to fight for more number of seat share. They need to fight for, retain the party's higher position in the alliance. In Nagpur, it was pretty clear. Even if Sanjay Nirupam made a very cryptic remark against the Shiv Sena's demand of 23 seats out of 48 in Maharashtra, Ashok Chavan also said the same thing, that 23 seats it's not possible to give 23 seats to Shiv Sena. But at the same time, they also understand that they cannot call the shots anymore when it comes to the alliance. When I spoke to Salman Khurshid in the morning, he quickly said that in a state like UP, Samajwadi Party is a bigger party. And we have to understand what Samajwadi Party wants to do in Uttar Pradesh. They started with Bengal, where they know that they have a very limited share. Hardly a couple of seats is going to come into Congress's kitty. So that this big realization of the importance of alliance is what I think my takeaway from the Foundation Day rally and the meetings, what happened in Nagpur, I can say. Because earlier the Congress workers had this different thinking in their mind, that how Congress is the only party which can take on the BJP and the NDA alliance, which now they know that it is not going to be the possibility. The bite of BJP can be fought only in an alliance. Even the smaller partners are going to be very important.
Right.
Interestingly, some of the Congress people also said that these three elections, the Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, if the Congress party would have fought, there could have been some different results. They depended on individuals, and they allowed individuals to fight those three elections, and that is why the Congress party had to face losses in these three assembly elections. So, this is a big realization, what I can see. We'll have to wait and see that how much it actually comes into the reality, because when it comes to the seat sharing, the fight and bickering will keep happening. So we'll have to wait and see for that.
Well, especially where the organizational level is concerned, Sahil, will it trickle down to the cadre? What is the mood of the cadre? Because ultimately they are the ones who's going to be carrying the flag of the Congress on the streets and fighting this election for the Congress. But Sahil, I'm going to bring you in for a quick comment before we cut across to our guests. In terms of attendance, there were quite a few who were there on stage and there were quite a few who were missing. Would you like to elaborate?
I didn't see Kamal Nath in this meeting here. Ashok Gehlot was definitely had come to Nagpur. All the other leaders were there in Nagpur. The difference, what I could see, is that except Mallikarjun Kharge and of course Rahul Gandhi, rest of the leaders, they travelled together in the bus. So, it was kind of a symbolic gesture from the Congress leadership that there is no high command. All the leaders are together. That high command culture of the Congress, which we have been speaking about since last many years. This is the first time I saw that all the leaders travelled together in a bus to the venue where the rally was happening. I didn't see Kamal Nath here. The speeches were limited. Very few people were allowed to make speech. Revanth Reddy was one of the DK Shivkumar was the highlight. Kanhaiya Kumar was given a chance to make a speech. So it was a combination of the people who managed to get votes for the BJP, who were success stories. And on the other hand, the people who identify with the ideology of the Congress and Rahul Gandhi, they were given a chance to speak. Mallikarjun Kharge decided to speak in Marathi. He speaks excellent Marathi, and because the rally was happening in Maharashtra, he decided to switch over to Marathi while speaking. So these are the little bit tidbits what I could gather from this particular rally. But that I can see a clear shift from a top level leadership to the new generation. Slowly this is happening in the Congress. Whether it is,
you could see that shift. You're right. You're right, Sahil, and you can see that. You name Madhya Pradesh, Kamal Nath. Well, there was Jitu Patwari there, who came in with truckloads of workers from Madhya Pradesh and crossed over from, strangely, Chhindwara to Nagpur. But Yeah, okay, fine. Appreciate you joining us, Sahil. We're going to come back to you. My colleague Sahil Joshi, our Mumbai Bureau Chief, getting us the latest on the ground feel of what has been one would say, where the Congress party has started its campaign for 2024. What will it tantamount to? We'll only know when that last vote is counted. But let's take the question whether Congress is finally tayyar to our political panelists this evening. Shazia Ilmi joins us, national spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party. Ashutosh, political analyst. Advocate Arshdeep Khadial, spokesperson, Congress. Arshdeep, many would say audacious, but a lot would also say foolhardy to take your opening battle to a city where the RSS is headquartered.
Well, now that's for the people to decide if it's smart or if it's not. And the opinion poll of August edition of the C Voter has suggested that the India Alliance is giving a neck-to-neck fight to the NDA, which is the non-democratic alliance. And second, there's a mere difference of just 2% in between both the parties. Mood of the Nation survey suggests that there's a drop of 9% in the liking of Mr. Modi by the people of India. Number three, you see, India Alliance is going to be contesting the 2024 election to save India, to save the constitution, and to save the democracy. Now, Nagpur, as to why it has been chosen, I'll tell you two things. One, it represents and echoes the ideology of the RSS. And on the other hand, it echoes the ideology of Mr. B.R. Ambedkar, the architect of our constitution. The Bharatiya Janata Party has forgotten that, since they have been adamant on changing it, on amending it, on undermining it, on undermining the articles, the fundamental rights mentioned in it, whether it be Article 14, the right to equality, Article 19, which is freedom of speech and expression. A very good example and a very latest example of that is in the parliament when they suspended 146 MPs. Number two, because the motion was moved by a BJP minister. Number two, Mr. Ambedkar's grandson, he has appealed that all the like-minded parties need to come together and make anti-BJP, anti-RSS a cause. And number two, the non-democratic alliance of the Bharatiya Janata Party has already been undermining the democracy. You see, a good example of that is when they suspended 146 MPs to save one Bharatiya Janata Party's MP who had endorsed the person who had attacked on India's democracy, the parliament. Now, there's been no suspension of him. His membership has not been cancelled. There's been no FIR. He has not been arrested, and he has not been interrogated as to who these people were. So they undermine.
All right. May I bring in Shazia Ilmi and Ashutosh as well into this conversation? Shazia Ilmi, till now, the BJP every time was under the impression, or at least in terms of perception and optics, was that, it's a non-starter India Alliance. They are not going to come together. The Congress, even with this, what you're saying is tayyar for defeat. But they seem to be getting their act together and quickly. They've decided their date for seat sharing, which has happened, of course, after a while. They've already decided on the Bharat Nyaya Yatra for 90 days. And you've started off with your opening remarks, if one might say, or your, you've sounded the poll bugle for your party with this rally.
Sure, Preeti. First of all, I would like to say that Congress is entitled to do whatever it chooses to do in terms of preparing for the big election around the corner, the Lok Sabha elections. And I would also like to say that they're calling it Nyaya Yatra, but we all know that the party that has done maximum anyaya or injustice to the poor of India has been the Congress party. So they are entitled to their preparations, to their bugle, that they have sounded out. But it doesn't bother, impact, or affect BJP in any particular way or a specific way whatsoever. The very fact that they have chosen Nagpur because they want it to be an anti-RSS prahar or an attack, so to speak, is exactly which will be their undoing. And I tell you why I say that. When people think of RSS, they think of nationalism. When people think of RSS, they think of the, antodaya, of delivery to the last person in the queue out there for the poor. And when they think of RSS, they also think of Ram Mandir. On all these fronts, whether it's justice to the poor, the actual social justice, economic justice, it is, after all, Bharatiya Janata Party, which has proven to be a party that believes in Sabka Saath and Sabka Vishwas. And that has been proven time and time over across the spectrum in terms of caste, in terms of religions, in terms of people and the credibility they have in the party. So, and the very fact that they've chosen RSS and they want to attack and they want it to be an anti-RSS thing will be their unraveling, their undoing, because whatever RSS stands for is exactly the thing that people believe in and want to, and that will be their undoing, which is anti-corruption, pro-poor, and yes, a sentiment of and the national sentiment related to the Ram Janmabhoomi. All right,
Ashpreet, I want to bring in our other panelists, and then I'll come back to you for comments. Ashutosh, political analyst with us. Ashutosh, how do you view this political rally today in light of what we've seen? Suddenly a machine that was sputtering is now, one announcement after the other. You had the Bharat Nyaya Yatra, now this rally. The biggest takeaway, like my colleague Sahil also pointed out, in terms of the language, at least it's the India language, India alliance language. You had Mr. Kharge who spoke to the cadre and spoke about the importance of the alliance and actually working towards the success of this alliance and not just the party. You're on mute, Ashutosh, if you'd unmute yourself.
Preeti, I think we have to understand this, that the Congress, which once was a colossus and has ruled India for more than 50 years, is now no longer the hegemonic party. It's an underdog in this election, and as an underdog, it is from the political point of view, it is important for them to seem to be challenging the Bharatiya Janata Party, which has become the hegemonic party now. So it is audacious that they plan to start their campaign from the Nagpur itself. This shows two things. One, that we are not scared of BJP, we are not scared of RSS, and we want to take the battle to the RSS pitch. And secondly, this is also an ideological challenge posing to the RSS in that sense, because Rahul Gandhi and the Congress has been saying for a very, very long time, and especially since the Bharat Jodo Yatra, that the fight with Modi is not a fight only with the Modi, but the fight with the BJP is basically a fight with RSS and the RSS ideology. And in their opinion, the RSS ideology is a divisive ideology. So they want to give a sense to their cadre, they want to give a sense to their voters that the Congress party is not feeling shy of fighting the BJP, RSS and Narendra Modi. And that is why it is important for them to choose Nagpur as a venue from where to launch their political battle for 2024.
But Ashutosh, don't you reckon, as we say it's audacious, in a way, yes, you might say that, but it's also foolhardy, because this kind of language, like you also pointed out, has been used by Rahul Gandhi and the Congress for a while now. It hasn't cut any teeth where the voter is concerned.
No, I don't buy that argument for the simple reason, because yes, Congress has lost election in North India, but they still retained 40% vote share, which is a pretty big vote share in that sense. They had won in Himachal Pradesh, they had won in Karnataka, they had won in Telangana. So it's not that the party is out of sync completely with their voters. And if the people in Karnataka has given an overwhelming majority in Karnataka, and they had given mandate to Congress party in Telangana, and they were fighting against a party which is very well entrenched in that particular state, that is the BRS. So it's not that everything is lost for the Congress party. Yes, they lost Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, but they lost because of their own, I will not use the word stupidity, but because of their own problems. This shows that despite losing battles in these three states, they have managed to not only keep their 40% vote share, but also in a few states, in a state, they have also increased their vote share. But yes, in election, in the first past process of winning election is everything.
All right, okay. Mr. Khadial, you wanted to come in, and Shazia, you've raised your finger. I'll come back to you, but let me just pose a quick question to the Congress spokesperson. You might say, you have Mr. Kharge who will say that this fight is for the India alliance, not just the Congress. But when it comes down to the brass tacks of it, on the same day, you have an Ashok Chavan or a Sanjay Nirupam who says the Shiv Sena can forget about the seats that it's demanding. You have a similar problem which is occurring right now in the state of Bengal. You have a similar problem which will occur right now in the state of Haryana, where Mr. Hooda has already said not one seat will be shared by any political party.
Well, one, there is no problem as such. It's only a propaganda by the Bharatiya Janata Party. And as far as
Mr. Khadial, last I heard Ashok Chavan was from your own party and Sanjay Nirupam was from your own party. It happened today, sir.
If I may,
you might. I'm just giving you context.
Preeti, I'll give some context to the Bharatiya Janata Party here. How anxious and how nervous they are of the India bloc of the India alliance can be seen from this one simple fact that 2/3 strength of India bloc has been reduced in the parliament through the suspension of 146 MPs, 50% in Rajya Sabha, 33% in Lok Sabha. That speaks volumes about how afraid of the Bharatiya Janata Party is of the India alliance. Number two, as far as their yatra is concerned, that Shazia ji was talking about, it's a counterblast to Bharat Nyaya Yatra, number one. Number two, this yatra that they have started, Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra, they say that the objective of it is to reach to the saturation of the scheme, propagation of scheme. Now, this happens to be, Preeti, an admission of the fact that in the last 9.5 years, they could not propagate their scheme. The very fact that they say that the last person standing in the queue should get the policy, should get the scheme, should get the benefits, has proven out to be false by themselves, because after 9.5 years, they are thinking about this yatra for the propagation. Number three.
Ashpreet Khadia, I just want to come in, and I'm running out of time. But all of this that whatever you're speaking of right now has not been proven in those 3 states where you talk about the last mile delivery or on schemes. Look at the state of Madhya Pradesh, where it has been schemes like the Ladli Brehna, which has propelled the BJP to the kind of momentum it got. But I'm running out of time, sir. But let me just quickly take in final comments. If I have time, I'll come back for more.
5 seconds.
Shazia wanted to come. Shazia wanted to respond. Go ahead, Shazia.
5 seconds.
So at least we know for sure.
Sir, I'll come back if I have the time. Please,
2004 we had lost.
Can I just get Shazia?
Yes, at least we know for sure, Preeti, that this will, at least this time, we know for sure that Rahul Gandhi will not go around talking about his Janeyu and his Gotra and will go temple hopping. I think they've made it amply clear where they stand, which side of the spectrum they're on, which side. So if they're so opposed to RSS and all that RSS stands for,
but which side is that,
Shazia? Whether it's Ram Mandir or it's Antodaya or it's nationalism, on 3 very important fronts, we know exactly that Congress is on the other side. And I think that will be the deciding point.
No, but since when did, being secular become a cuss word? Or be on the other side?
I never said that it was. But
then what is the other side?
Congress is a completely communal party. It is a party who says that all the resources of the country should be going to one community. It is the party, after all, responsible. If you look at what the politics has been, it has been based on identity politics.
My question was only pertaining to saying that it is the Congress stands on the other side of the Ram Mandir. Or make your point. Make your point, then I'll cut across to Ashutosh.
Yeah, so that's the point I was making.
We'll do what the Bharatiya Janata Party could not do in the last.
If you remember 2014,
we'll implement the caste census.
Can I just get Shazia? Sir, I'm timing. I'm giving you both equal times. You speaking on the other person will just make me mute you. I actually time you. That's what I'm doing. Go ahead, Shazia. Make your point.
Whether it's 2014 or 2019, we did see a Congress party trying very hard to play to that into the soft Hindutva image, whether it's Kamal Nath or it's Rahul Gandhi himself. And we know what Priyanka Gandhi was up to in Madhya Pradesh just before the election started and the course of elections in Madhya Pradesh, the assembly elections. So now
Ashutosh, the point possibly is, ma'am, I'm just cutting you short. I want to bring in Ashutosh as well into this conversation. Ashutosh, the point also is that, where is this narrative? What is the messaging? Whatever it might be, at least the BJP has a message. Do you see that the India Alliance or the Congress have that message now? What is it that they're taking to the people this election?
So I think the message is very clear. If you start from the Bharat Jodo Yatra, they have been attacking Congress, they have been attacking BJP, and they're calling them the communal outfit and the communal politics, which is based on the divisive politics between Hindus and the Muslims. They're also raising the issue of caste census, which is social justice. They are heavily banking on the welfareism. So it's not that the Congress doesn't have, or the India government doesn't have a narrative. There is a narrative, and that narrative is basically parallel to the BJP's narrative. But the issue is that the BJP is a hegemonic party. It has got a very strong electoral machine. Can they withstand that? That is an issue. And I don't think they lack in terms of narrative. Their narrative is perfectly all right.
Ashutosh, both with calling the BJP communal or, the second point that you made in terms of the caste census, the Congress did try it. In Madhya Pradesh, out of 11 rallies, Rahul Gandhi mentioned the caste census in 9 rallies.
I
Did it
don't buy
work?
that
No.
argument. That the BJP's narrative, the caste census is not working. If the caste census is not working, then
Okay.
why Bharatiya Janata Party is worried about it? Look at the kind of social engineering they have tried to do in Chhattisgarh, they have tried to do in Madhya Pradesh, and also in Rajasthan. So after winning election, your focus is on OBCs and Dalits and ST. That means that they are seriously taking the challenge
Okay.
of caste census, and they are trying to
Preeti, if
adjust
I
with
may.
that. So it's not.
All right, 30.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, 30 seconds, Ashpreet, and then 30 seconds, Shazia. Ma'am, we'll come
Thank
to
you.
you. Ma'am, I'll come back to you. Ma'am, I'll come back to you. Mr. Kadia, 30 seconds closing. Go ahead.
Thank you. Number one, as far as the communal remarks goes, now Shazia has probably forgotten that it was the Bharatiya Janata Party's MP that had uttered communal remarks in the parliament itself, Mr. Beduri, and it was the Bharatiya Janata Party's MP that had called a fellow MP terrorist. Number two, as far as Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and MP goes, I'll remind you, Preeti, in 2004 we had lost all three of them, and despite that, the Congress Party had emerged as the single largest party in the Lok Sabha election. Now, the similar trend followed in 2019. The party that lost Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and MP won in 2019.
Sir, I wish everything could come down to such clean statistics.
It will happen thrice as well.
Sir, I wish everything could come down to such clean statistics, but it really isn't like that. The political landscape is very different than both the terms you've mentioned. But Shazia Ilmi, 30 seconds closing, sir.
I think the past record of Congress vis-a-vis the caste, census will come to haunt them. I think again and again this will be brought to light as to what happened with Karnataka and the caste census that they talked about, and also the fact that they've been there for so many years and didn't mention it. And the very fact of the matter is, at this point of time, and Prime Minister has made it amply clear that there are 4 castes that he believes in. And this is said after the victory of the 3 elections, and about the poor, about the women, about the farmers of this country, and about the youth. And I think that goes delivery.
But Shazia,
is
at the same time, you also name the number of OBCs you have. So, everyone understands there's a fair amount of posturing and play here. But having said that, this is a conversation that is going to continue in days to come in many such debates. And we're going to have more of these. But right now, the Congress has, to quote a cliche, sounded the poll bugle, interestingly, from the city of Nagpur. With that, a quick break. On the other side, my colleague Gaurav Savan joins us from Ayodhya.
Elections, there will be more these kind of names that will be added and targeted, and this is only to discredit the leaders of our party, discredit our party, discredit the leaders of opposition. This is the only way they can discredit. I can only 200% is politically motivated, politically vendetta, and till now of all the cases against the Gandhi family, nothing has been proved so far in any of the case.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
अशोक जी, आप दिल्ली जाएंगे, सीट शेयरिंग को लेकर बातचीत होगी। शिवसेना दावा कर रही है 23 सीटें हमारी होनी चाहिए, प्रकाश अंबेडकर को साथ में लेने की बातचीत हो रही है। ऐसे में कांग्रेस को अपना स्कोप कितना दिखता है?
हर पार्टी की उम्मीद है कि उनको ज्यादा से ज्यादा सीटें मिले, और सबकी अगर टोटल लगाई जाएगी तो 48 के ऊपर चले जाएगी वो। तो सवाल ये है कि इतना तो पॉसिबल चाहते हुए भी नहीं हो सकता है। हाँ, जितना जहां संभव है उसी पे ध्यान देना चाहिए और मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि जहां पर